level 14 upgrade. Today I have a major upgrade for Kojot. I'm going to be installing the constant velocity drive shafts by Traxxas, donated to me by Kojot0976. Thanks a ton, man. Now guys, the plastic drive shafts on there, they're holding up alright, but once you go into the constant velocity drive shafts, you no longer have to worry about them. So let's go ahead and open these up and check them out. So for this, I'm going to start with the front drive shafts, and I'm just going to go ahead and pull off the back. Alright, there we go. Now I can pull off the rest of this darn cardboard. There they are. Wow, they look good. And of course they do include the long grub screws that you need in order to attach them to the diff gears. And there's that high quality foam. Wow guys, these actually have some weight to them. Gosh, that looks good. Now, if you don't know, the front drive shafts are different from the rear ones, so you cannot buy two of the same drive shafts. You have to buy them for the front and separate different ones for the rear. Now that we have the front ones out, let's check out the rear. And hopefully this one will be easier to open up. There we go. Okay, just like with the front ones, they do provide those long grub screws. And check that out. Actually, let's just pull it out and push it out. There we go. Much better. Oh man. These are nice, guys. I really like these. And a quick comparison. Top's completely the same, but once you get to the bottom, there's a front, there's a rear. Wow. Well, let's go ahead and get these things installed and check them out on the RC. First step is I have to remove all 4 tires by undoing the 4mm nut that holds them on. Next up, I need to go ahead and take off all the wheel hex hubs. In order to do this, I'm just going to put a flathead screwdriver in there and pry it off. Okay, once I remove the wheel hex hub, there's going to be a little bar inside of the axle. I need to slide that out. Then finally, there is a Teflon washer. I'm going to set that all off to the side in a safe place. Next, I'm going to go ahead and work on the front drive shafts first. So I need to remove the bottom of the caster block by undoing this pin right here. Once I pull out that pin, I'm just going to grab the bottom of the caster block and then I'm just going to flip it up. This way, the drive shaft can be pulled out. For the top of the drive shaft, one little grub screw holds it in, and it's right there. Once that grub screw is out, you can pull out the top of the drive shaft. Now if you have a hard time reaching the grub screw in there, what you can do is remove the front bumper. It's held in with 5 screws. 2 on top and 3 on bottom. Once you pull out the bumper, you can see that you have much easier access to this grub screw. Now that I got the front drive shafts off, I can go ahead and compare them to the new ones. And guys, I'm going to have to admit, I am impressed. These are just as flexible as the stock ones, not to mention they can also elongate. Another feature they have are these rubber boots on the top, middle, and bottom. This is going to keep all the dirt and grime out of the moving parts. So let's go ahead and get the front ones installed. All I have to do is slide this end over the output for the diff gear and then install that grub screw. After I attach the top of the drive shaft, I'm going to get the axle and I'm going to slide it right through the steering block. Pull it all the way through, and then I'm going to attach the caster block to the A-arm using this pin. Now it's time to go ahead and move on to the back. The back is a lot easier to reach, and it's the same process. First of all, I'm going to be undoing the grub screw that holds in the top of the drive shaft, and in order to pull out the bottom of the drive shaft, I'm going to be undoing this pin. Once I remove that pin and that grub screw, I'm going to lift up the axle carrier, push the axle out, and the whole drive shaft will come right on out. Now it's time to go ahead and replace it with a new one. Just like with the front, I'm going to get the top, slide it onto the output for the diff gear, and then I'm going to insert that grub screw. After I insert that grub screw, I'm going to go ahead and slide the axle right into the axle carrier, and then I'm going to reattach the axle carrier to the A-arm. Now that all 4 drive shafts have been installed, it's time to reinstall the wheel hex hubs. First you have to slide on the Teflon washer, followed by that little metal bar. There is a hole in the axle, slide it through, make sure it's even on each side, and then you get the wheel hex hub and you just snap it on. Last step, reattach the tires. Here's before And here is after. Guys, these look freaking awesome. Not to mention, they are very durable. Thank you very much, Kojot 0976, for this awesome upgrade. But I am done. And that was Kojot's level 14 upgrade. Dry shafts, and I'm just going to go ahead and pull off the back. That didn't get me very far. Alright, you're going to be difficult, aren't you? Can we just puncture through? Wow. Looks like I'm going to have to get a knife, guys. Or just use my nail. Alright, there we go.